Hello, this is Joshua at Gongs Unlimited with a new metal gong stand for gongs 12 inches to 16 inches, ideally 14 inches, with a new look, a very new, cool look. It's the Walden Planar gong stand. So it comes in this beautiful, almost did I order an iPhone kind of box. I will show you the parts because it's helpful as they're buried inside. The top bar is right here, and if this was a packaged kit and there was a gong with the stand, that gong would be pre-installed and you don't need to worry about the only tedious element to hanging your gong, which is stringing the gong. If it's already in there, you would just lift this top bar out with gong attached to where you see those strings, and then there are posts that come up along both ends and get fastened in, and it's good to go. But again, we will start from the beginning. So this is the top bar. I'll pull that out, and then the vertical posts are these beautiful sanded aluminum, minimal aesthetic designer structure. This is the gong that I'm going to install, 14-inch tiger gong. And there are these adhesive stick foot pads that I would install right now. I'm not going to because this won't be a permanent installation. But before assembling anything, while everything is loose, these go in those footprints of the pads, which is already machine cut into the bottom. But you just pull the tab off, put the sticky part into the pocket, and press down for the feet. And then before you move the box or take it off the table or do anything else, the hardware has its own compartment right here. There are 4 set screws, very small set screws. So be careful. Each screw has its own pocket. And hidden in this U pocket right here is the only tool you'll need, which is a simple hex wrench, but it is actually hidden down in here. And again, the top bar, there is the word Walden, which is the company, the Walden Planar stand. The name Walden is engraved on the top bar. That is the back side of the top bar of the stand. So the back side will be facing me right now, and I'll pull these up. The vertical post has this hole for the top beam, and the holes for the set screws obviously will be the back side of the gong. So all you have to do is align what is the back and slide a round peg into a round hole. And I will switch sides and rotate. And starting from one side, align the little tiny threaded set screw hole with the hole in both of these posts. And they obviously can change. So maybe align one of them, the inside one, align visually, and then just set that in there, and then grab my wrench. And I'm gonna turn this and move this back and forth a little bit until it sets in. And then once it's in, you just turn this until it gets just a little bit tight. It doesn't have to be too tight at all. And then the second little surgery screw. That structurally locks everything that this stand is in place. And you have this beautiful designed table gong stand of sanded aluminum. And if the package came with the gong would obviously be already attached to this top bar. If you are suspending your gong, that will be the next step. So I have this 14-inch tiger gong, and this cord through here runs through a slot in here, and it's just completely beautifully hidden. You might give it a little slack by pushing up from below until it lifts. It is quite hidden and can be a little tricky to get this to move. You can't just pull down on one side because it's got 2 edges of the cord and it locks it. So you have to release one and pull the other. And you can see it start to loosen. And you might grab just a little point once it starts to catch. There's the cord. And I'm just going to start with it completely loose. And it comes with this plastic threaded cap, and which unscrews kind of like those end caps on the air thing for a bike tire. Once that's unscrewed, you don't need to worry about it going back. This isn't meant to come back. That's just how it's packaged. We're actually using this side of it, the tapered plastic end, which will meet the hole in the gong. So this will be one end of the gong, and then we'll tie the other one with a single knot. To do so, we have to unthread the cord, keeping the one end with a knot in it. We'll thread that through the hole in the gong, and that beautiful plastic tapered head will just catch the end hole in the gong. Now at this point, we're going to do a little bit of a balance act, or blocked up, to hold the gong, because we're going to string the gong through the stand. So I've got the one end attached, and I'm going to run the cord up through both holes in the stand and then back through the hole in the gong. Start with one end through that one hole and up. And then I'm going to set the gong on the table and just lean it gently against the stand for a second while I send this down through where I know the hole is on the other end. Yep, there it is. Just push that through. And then at this point, I'm going to grab the box that it came in and just push the corner of the box into under like the center of the bottom where the gong would hang. And we're just holding the gong. And again, we want to thread the cord through. So I'm going to push up a little bit and pull down. All right. And now on the back side of the gong where I've started the tab, come through, I'm going to thread our cord through the last hole in the gong, and we're still, without worrying about elevation yet, take that second plastic tapered piece, thread that onto the cord like a bead, and then just send it on. And I'm going to pinch the end with my fingers up to where I want this to be, and I'm going to lift this up and actually set that there, hold it. I'm going to pull this box out of the way. And now is where I center the gong to where I want it. I'm just going to hold this up to hold the elevation of the gong. And then as I lift up, the gong is going to rise up in the stand. And as I let it release, it's going to go down in the stand. So I'm going to lift up, and I want to gauge an even margin from top to bottom. So if that is about there's where I want it, I'm just going to push this up and hold that to where I thought it should be. And I want these to be level. So to level those, I'm going to lift up here and pull down here. And at that point, push that tapered plastic bead up into the gong's cord hole. And this is where it's a little bit tricky. I'm going to hold that. So I'm pushing down right here. I'm letting the bead come down a little bit. And I want to mark with my fingers, like I'm pinching right there. And so I'll pinch that. And then I'm going to actually lift this up and bring my box spacer back in. And at that point where I caught where I want that to stop, I'm going to push my bead back up to that point, the tip of the taper. And then the little back end of the bead is where I want a knot. So I'm going to pinch there and then let that float back up. And at that spot, I'm just going to tie a simple knot. Make a loop and tie a knot. And I hope I didn't make that look complicated by over-explaining every little step. But then there is hopefully our elevation. But before you tighten that knot too much, pull your block out, let the gong hang. And again, you want to make sure that you have the elevation that you want at the bottom and the top, and those should be about the same. And then these two holes should be at the same level. So you're going to push up here and pull down, push up on the left and pull down on the right, or vice versa, to level those. And I think that elevation looks okay. So I will leave that there, make sure the knot's tight, and then at that point, cut this close to the knot, and you're done. You could cut it and give it a little like flame from a lighter or something so it doesn't fray, but just cut the cord. And there it is, the Walden Planar Gong stand. New from Gongs Unlimited. And thank you.